Hey everybody, Noble Comics here, and I cannot even express to you the hundreds of thousands of emails I get every day saying, yeah, hey, we saw you did the Star Wars video, Chimp Chump, Pop Banana. You said you were going to do a Marvel one. Where is it? I can't wait. So, to the millions of you out there, it's back. We're going to be looking at most of the announced Marvel stuff for the next several years. And we're going to be slapping a label on it. Is it top banana material, or is it just kind of chimp chump? Well, let's take a look. So, here's basically everything that I've been able to find. WandaVision, this was that slate that was announced in like December 2020. And then here's sort of the extra stuff that has been announced since then, or for whatever reason wasn't on this main slate. Be going in order. Now, WandaVision, first one, jumping right in, is already out. Have I seen it? No. I canceled my Disney Plus because I didn't use it after, like, Mandalorian Season 2. So, I'll get it eventually again, probably. Once, probably Moon Knight comes out. But I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard mostly good things, though. I've heard that it's also just kind of like filler stuff. It's got some cool stuff in here. I guess it's like a decent show, mostly filler. Which is fine, because it's a superhero TV show. I'm fine with filler. As far as I can tell, it's not garbage. And if it's not garbage, then that earns it a top banana material. It's pretty low bar here. Now, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I really liked the first Doctor Strange. The second one, everything that I've heard about it so far seems very cool. Now, it seems like every single Marvel movie, it's like, oh, this is going to introduce the multiverse. Oh, this one's going to introduce the multiverse. You heard it with Doctor Strange 1, Ant-Man 2, you heard it with Spider-Man. It's like, okay. But apparently in this one, it's actually going to introduce the multiverse. Which WandaVision kind of did with the Quicksilver from the X-Men movies coming in, which is a pretty big surprise. Kind of combining the two studios, but I don't know, maybe we'll get some intro to maybe like the X-Men proper, maybe some Fantastic Four stuff. I don't know, but I'm excited for it. I'll say that. It gets a top banana. Now, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. First of all, could you come up with a more not creative title? Come on. Falcon Winter Soldier. I thought the whole battle for the shield thing is kind of stupid. I don't know. They've both been Cap in the comics, whatever. But, Bucky surely gets the shield, right? Like, that's your best friend from the 40s. You guys have been friends for 80 years. Come on. Yeah, your best bud for 80 years, who, by the way, has no real thing going on. Falcon has a thing. He's got bird wings, He's got a thing going on. Falcon has a metal arm, or Winter Soldier has a metal arm, but, like, he doesn't really have anything going on to define his character other than, oh yeah, I was, like, mind controlled for a little bit. Whatever. He needs a thing. Like, giving him a shield and making him Captain America, I think that makes the most sense. My fear with this show, however, other than I think it's just kind of stupid, the trailer looked pretty good, but I don't know about it, is I'm just afraid they're going to do what they did to 2017 Cap in the comics, which is just, oh no, America's bad, Captain America was a Nazi, and then make it super political and everything. That's my fear. That's what's holding me back on giving it any rating. That's why I've introduced a new rating, folks. A tie. So it's a tie. Next, Marvel Studios' Black Widow. Come on. You know what I'm going to give this one, because, look, I don't even hate Black Widow. She's a fine side character. Did anybody ask for a Black Widow movie? No. When she died, was everybody like, oh my gosh, Black Widow died? No, they were all like, oh my gosh, Iron Man died. Nobody gave a crap about Black Widow, even in the movie. Third, I think I'm on. If people cared about this movie, there would be some talk of it, right? This was supposed to have already come out. Did it come out? I don't think so. Nobody talks about it. Nobody's excited for it. Now, they got Taskmaster in here, who does not look anything like Taskmaster in the comics. But Taskmaster's a cool villain. The clips I've seen of the movie, like the trailer, jumping out of that plane or whatever, like it looks fine, but it's so unnecessary and will have no impact because she's already dead. Plus, again, the deadline came and went and nobody cares. So I'm giving that, wow, this is the first Chimp Chump. Look at that. We've made it this far. This is looking good so far. Now, Spider-Man No Way Home. We got the home thing going on again, which is cute, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. Because you heard the rumors that it was going to be a live-action Spider-Verse. Apparently that's not happening, so that makes me want to give it a Chimp Chump just because, man, that would have been awesome. But Spider-Man Homecoming, I thought was a fine Spider-Man movie. I was like, that's cool. Got the Vulture, whatever. Cool movie. Spider-Man, what was the other one? Far From Home? I really liked that one. Mysterio was cool. Getting J. Jonah Jameson back was cool. His identity gets revealed. Like that, I thought that was pretty cool, and it opened up an interesting third act to what's going to happen. So I'm excited for this movie. Giving it a top banana. Loki, I don't even have much to say. Chimp Chump. Loki fatigue. I'm tired of the guy. I'm tired of the character. He's died like 15 times. I get it. People are like, oh, OMG, Stan Loki. Like, I don't give a shit about Loki. I don't care. Tired of it. He should not have been around this long. Thanos snapped his neck. That's the end of it. He should be gone. That's it. Now the what if stuff scares me, because the what if stuff, of course, is like a classic Marvel thing. Oh, what if Spider-Man got Thor's hammer? You know, what if whatever. You know how it goes, I assume. If you didn't, that's kind of how it goes. So, the what if stuff, it's all animated, which is interesting. I know they've teased like Marvel Zombies as one of the things in there, which would be cool. They got like, oh, what if Peggy Hill had become Peggy Hill? Huh, that's funny. Peggy Carter had become Captain America. You know what? Let's get an animated. What if Peggy Hill, King of the Hill, became Captain America? That's the story that I think Americans want to see. But my only fear is that, again, it's just going to be overly political. And if you've been around this channel for a little bit, you know, I don't like politics in my comics. I get that politics have been a part of comics for a little bit, but not the way that they are now. Usually it was a little bit more subtle, a lot more subtle when they were doing politics in comics. And if they were doing it like a head-on political issue, like gun control or whatever, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, like they would give both sides of the argument. And it was kind of like a reader decide, you know, we're just presenting both sides of this moral argument. But that's not what you get nowadays. It's just beating you over the head politics from one side of the aisle. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen. You know, what if Captain America was a woman? What if this character was a this and that and that and this? And that's what I'm afraid it's going to turn into. But I can't be sure at the moment. I need to see a little bit more, so I'm giving that one a tie. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I've been a Shang-Chi fan for a little bit. I think he's pretty dope as far as characters go. I think the Ten Rings is a cool concept that's been around in Marvel in the movie since the very beginning. We never really saw much of it. You know, of course, the gang of the Mandarin, we got the fake Mandarin, but the real Mandarin is apparently going to be the villain, and that's pretty cool. And if it's like a, beat 'em up martial arts movie, I could definitely watch that. That'd be awesome. If it's like an Ip Man style, that would be cool. Some like real martial arts, not just like the Captain America martial arts, which isn't bad, but some like real martial arts would be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. Top banana. Miss Marvel, do I even got to say anything? Chimp Chump. Failed character since the beginning. They say, oh, she's the first Muslim superhero. She's not the first Muslim superhero, by the way. That's always been a lie. It's always been a lie, and they know it's a lie. But that's what they push because the story can't stand on its own. It's a garbage story and a garbage character. And the only reason it's still on the shelves is because they say, oh, if you don't have Miss Marvel on the shelves, so you just must hate Muslim stories. No. It's never worked. It's, a handful of writers have tried. I think only one has not been canceled. They all get canceled because it's garbage. She was in the Avengers video game. Very cringy and garbage, and a lot of people, including myself, didn't buy it because of that. Failed character, stop trying to make her popular. She's not popular. Thor Love and Thunder. A great opportunity to screw up a great character. Been a big Thor fan for a while. Like comic book Thor, not really the movie Thor. Been a big Thor fan. He was probably my favorite superhero for a little bit. And one thing that I think 99% of Thor fans can agree on is that the female Thor storyline was stupid. No one liked it. It didn't sell well. Not a big fan. Now, Thor's side of that story was really cool. He lost being worthy. He wasn't worthy of the hammer, so he did the unworthy Thor storyline, which was really great. And over time, he sort of came back. He's worthy again and all that stuff. And he had a really good arc throughout that story. But Jane Foster as Thor was just so unnecessary and so stupid. And if they had just done her as a straight Thor character, it would have been okay. But, man, what was that panel where female Thor's fighting some villain, and it's a woman villain, and she's like, I'll let you catch me today, because I know how much us women have to put up with. But, the villains literally just let her catch them because girl power? It's like, come on. So stupid. And I know Taika Waititi, I don't want to get super political and everything. Huge liberal, though. So I'm sure he would love to make a girl power Thor movie. And that's just not going to do well. Thor is like a hyper-masculine character, and that's kind of why he's cool. I don't think it'd do well if they screw it up like that. But he's kind of backtracked some of that. I don't know. We'll see. And Natalie Portman, come on, sucks in these movies. So, it's tough to say. And it's a classic, Thor, the first two Thor movies were not that popular. The third one blows up in popularity. And now that it's popular, of course, it's going to get attention and big budget. So then they decide to put the agenda in and screw it up. It's my fear. But right now, I got to see more. I'm hopeful that it'll be good. So it's time. Captain Marvel 2, Chimp Chump. Don't even got to say why. Captain Marvel 2 was a mediocre to garbage movie filled with a bunch of nonsense and people just patting Captain Marvel on the back and telling her how great she is, and her just being an absolute monster to people. Not all the time, but, part of the movie. Especially that cut scene, but it was cut, so. But it was a mediocre to garbage movie that got way more hype than it should have just because it's a girl power movie. And it wasn't even that good of a girl power movie. And Brie Larson is just one of the most annoying humans on the planet. I know that doesn't have to do with the movie itself, but come on. And as people have said, it made $1 billion. It was also stuck between the two highest grossing movies of all time. So we'll see how good it does when it's not wedged between two Avengers movies. We'll see. Not a fan. The Eternals, next on the listo. Never really got into the Eternals story. I was always aware of them, and maybe they're in some crossover, but I never read like an Eternals comic until a couple years ago. They don't interest me at all. I don't care about them. I guess the movie had potential to be cool, but again, it's just like, oh, this Eternal is now a trans woman of color. This Eternal is now an Asian woman. This Eternal is now a... It seems just kind of like a grab bag of who's who of like the... What do they call it? The Oppression Olympics. Just, how can we turn all of these characters into the most diverse or oppressed character that we can? And that's how they've marketed the movie that I've seen. So I haven't seen a lot of marketing for it, but that's really all I've seen. So we cast this person, and they're whatever. Like, that has nothing to do with the story or the characters or anything, so that doesn't interest me. I can't remember. Did I give that a Chimp Chump? Yeah. I just got a feeling it's not going to be great. Hawkeye series. Been a huge Hawkeye fan for a while. Who knows why, but I have. I've always been a Hawkeye fan. I really liked him in the movies. I like a handful of the comics. I know Kate Bishop is supposed to be in the series as well, and I didn't mind Kate Bishop. I thought she was annoying but charming. She kind of just rips off Hawkeye's identity, but I didn't... Out of all of the female teenage reboots of characters, like Miss Marvel, Ironheart, Hawkeye, all that stuff, she was always my favorite. So, I'm looking forward to this show. I'll see what they do. I like Jeremy Renner, even though he's apparently got some issues going on, but I'm hopeful. Top banana. She-Hulk. If this would have been announced 5 years ago, I would have been excited for it. Not excited for it now, just because of how they massacred She-Hulk in the comics. If you haven't seen what they've done to She-Hulk, oh my gosh. Because She-Hulk used to be like an 8-foot-tall supermodel with green skin and super strength. And she was a lawyer. She had it going on. Awesome character. It was, drawn to be, super attractive and everything. That was kind of the point. But since, I guess it started in the Civil War II comic book, which was like 2016, where she got blown up, and now she's like Savage She-Hulk, or now she's about like, and it continued on in the Avengers books. She's like as shredded as the regular Hulk. She just has a ponytail. Like, if you looked at it, you could not tell that it was supposed to be a woman, except it's got a ponytail. Now, and the reason why that happened too is because the writer just wanted to write an Avengers book with the regular Hulk, but couldn't because the Hulk's doing its own thing. So he was like, screw it, I'll just use She-Hulk and just turn her into the Hulk. So instead of She-Hulk being her own character, it's just Hulk clone that happens to be a woman, though you couldn't tell. And you just ruined the character. Plus, she can no longer like be the lawyer role because she's dumb as rocks now, doing the Hulk speak. Like, ruined the character, and I just got a feeling they're going to follow suit in the show. Chimp Chump. Chimp Chump! Black Panther 2. Now, I watched Black Panther 1, and I feel like this would have been a controversial opinion, but it seems like most people have kind of come over to this mindset that kind of wasn't that great. It was a cookie-cutter standard Marvel movie. Hero fights villain who is a basic clone of them. Like, he's in a Black Panther suit fighting a guy in a Black Panther suit. The CGI wasn't great. There were some good action scenes. Not as many as I would have liked. I wish they would stuck with the martial arts kind of from Civil War. I think Black Panther's best performance was in Civil War. I think that was the greatest that we'd seen him. Of course, Chadwick Boseman has passed away. I don't think they plan on recasting Black Panther. I've heard the rumors that they're just going to make Shuri the Black Panther, which is what they did in the comics too, which was an awful storyline. I think it's going to be a mess. Maybe they can pull it off. I think I gave it a tie. I'm not quite sure what to think. I need to see more info on what they're going to do with it. Guardians 3. Now, after James Gunn was fired and rehired, here's Guardians 3. Now, he's moved over to the DC stuff and seems to enjoy that a lot more, so maybe he'll just half-ass the Guardians movie to get back at Disney. But I enjoyed Guardians 1. I really liked Guardians 2. I'm excited to see where they go in Guardians 3. I'd like to see what they can uncover, because those seem to be the movies that open up the Marvel Universe a lot more. Like the Celestials, like Thanos, and some of the stones, like the... God, what are those golden people called? I don't remember. But Eternity, the Watchers, all that stuff comes from the Guardians movie. So I really like the whole space aspect to it. Opening up the cosmic Marvel Universe. So I'll give that a top banana. I'm excited for it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Garbage. Ant-Man and the Wasp has always been the weakest of the Marvel franchise. Everybody knows it. They're okay B flicks, you know, that can fill in some gaps if you need them to, like an Ant-Man 2. Not excited for it. I don't know many people who are like, oh man, can't wait for Ant-Man to come out. I don't know. I think actually one of my high school teachers really liked Ant-Man. But other than that, garbage. I don't want them. Nobody wants them. They're dumb. Dumb movies. Don't like them. Next, we got 3 shows in a row. So this will be interesting. I guess I should have been saying if these are movies or shows, but come on. I'm sure you can figure it out. I hope. Armor Wars, which is supposed to be, you know, Iron Man's dead, and it's like the Iron Man technology falls into the wrong hands, and Rhodey has to deal with it. As in Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. Well, not really Iron Man 3, but Iron Man 1 and 2 is like the exact same story as that. Like, we've seen it already. And, you know, Don Cheadle's cool, but an Iron Man story without Iron Man, come on, you can only do so much, which is not much. So, it's really just unnecessary, and I think it's going to be garbage. Iron Heart, another Iron Man story without Iron Man. I'll just throw on this now, it's a Chimp Chump garbage, just so you guys know. Ironheart, similar to Miss Marvel, is just another one of those Marvel characters that was created for diversity reasons. She's this black teenage girl who just hacked into Iron Man and got his suit. Like, whatever, you know. They do whatever they can to make these diversity replacements better. It's like, oh, we're just better than them. The fans just don't like that. Ironheart's going to be bad. It's going to be garbage. Because, again, they've never had a successful comic. How are you going to turn that into a successful show? Last, certainly not least, I'd say probably the opposite. Probably the greatest, most anticipated for me is the Moon Knight show. Huge Moon Knight fan. Was really excited when they announced this. I think they said Oscar Isaac will be playing Moon Knight. Like, come on, there are other actors in the world that can be playing this guy. But Oscar Isaac is a good actor. I know that. Don't look at his Disney Star Wars stuff, but outside of that, he's a good actor. He's really solid. And if they don't turn off the R rating and they don't try and, I don't know, jam politics and jam this and that into this and just let it be a Moon Knight show, it's going to be freaking awesome. They'll probably end up screwing it up, but do it like the Daredevil show, kind of. For now, that is my most hopeful show. Given that a top banana. I sure hope that it turns out good. I'm really hoping for it. Now, I don't know, let's tally this up. Do I really got to count all of these? Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 approved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unapproved. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know. So that's 20 total. So, about half of them I am not excited for. A little less than half I am excited for. And a handful I don't know. The almost handful, I guess they could go either way. That's why I gave them a tie. So, clearly much better than Star Wars. I mean, I can't even remember how many I had in that Star Wars one that I actually was looking forward to. Probably like 3 or 4. So, definitely looking forward to more Marvel stuff. Now, I've said, to my friends and everything, that after Endgame, it's all just going to go downhill. Endgame will be the peak, probably, unless they can really work in that Fantastic Four and X-Men and do like a big Secret Wars story. Something like that, or yeah. That's the only thing that could top it, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But that's it. That's it for now. Take a good look. This is what you can expect. This is going through like 2022, 2023. So, a lot of content in the next few years. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, drop a subscribe. All that stuff that they say, you know it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.